I don't know. I don't know, but Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows? A couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be.
Terence Crawford responded to Vergil Ortiz's call-out after his win over Erickson Lubin. The undisputed super middleweight champion said Ortiz is asking too much, but he wants to move up 2 divisions. Crawford will still give him the opportunity he wants.
I'd say it could be Crawford next if he's still willing to do it, because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still.
Crawford made his stance clear, saying he's settled at 168 and won't return to any division he's already moved on from. If Vergil Ortiz truly wants to fight, he'll need to take the major leap upward and meet him there. And Ortiz just might be ready. After stopping Lubin, he confidently told the media in his post-fight press conference that he's here to face the very best. He doesn't care who stands across from him, whether it's Jaron Boots Ennis, Errol Spence Jr., or even Crawford himself if the champion is still willing to make the fight.
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound for pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could be the peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
Ortiz said he's been calling for that fight for a long time, insisting it still makes perfect sense to make it happen. He added that he'll continue doing what he does best, staying true to himself and delivering big performances. After his second-round knockout of Erickson Lubin, Vergil Ortiz Jr. now has Terence Crawford, Jaron Boots Ennis, and several other major names on his radar. Improving his undefeated record to 24-0 with 22 knockouts, Ortiz is pushing for a major showdown next. Fans have long wanted to see him face Ennis, and the tension grew when both men confronted each other in the ring after the Lubin fight. Ennis had just announced his arrival at 154 pounds with a first-round knockout.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter, though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills, and I want to see if I can beat you.
Ortiz delivered an equally dominant performance, arguably against a stronger opponent, making an Ortiz-Ennis matchup bigger than ever. After the win over Lubin, both De La Hoya and Ortiz discussed what could come next. Meanwhile, Robert Garcia believes Vergil Ortiz Jr. now has several strong options on the table beyond just Jaron Boots Ennis.
Division, both, it would do really good numbers on pay-per-view because they should put it on pay-per-view. I think it would do really good numbers on pay-per-view, and the gate would be...
Ortiz needed only 2 rounds to stop Lubin, moving to 24-0 and securing his second defense of the WBC interim super welterweight title. The dominant win led to an in-ring face-off with Ennis, hinting that unification clash could be next for both champions. However, Ortiz's trainer Robert Garcia says his fighter isn't limited to just one path. Speaking to SB Nation after the fight, Garcia explained that while they're ready for anyone, Ortiz has multiple strong options available moving forward.
And you named your GOAT as Bud Crawford, and I think a lot of folks are surprised because obviously a contemporary, somebody called out in the past. Why did you rank him as your GOAT?
Well, I think this is gonna sound there was a little bit of a misunderstanding. I thought I could only choose one person for GOAT. So
Garcia noted that Sebastian Fundora is their mandatory challenger, and they'd gladly take that fight as well. He added that Errol Spence, Jermall Charlo, and Boots Ennis were all present, meaning any of those big matchups could realistically happen next. Ortiz currently holds the WBC interim 154-pound title, with Fundora serving as a regular champion, making a unification bout a logical option. However, Fundora is still rumored to be in talks with former champion Keith Thurman. Regardless of the opponent, Garcia believes Ortiz's next fight will headline a major pay-per-view card. In his view, Ortiz has already emerged as a PPV attraction and is now on the verge of becoming a global super.
One of those fights, Crawford was there in the corner and you were calling him out. You were saying, hey, I will take a fight because they asked you, would you like to take a fight with Crawford? Yeah, I would like to take a Crawford with him. And, moving to today, you know, obviously this performance against Canelo, do you feel like a fight with Crawford is closer more than ever now?
Well, first I'll answer the question.
Garcia said this is the ideal moment for Vergil Ortiz, a proud Mexican-American, to rise as a true pay-per-view star, the kind of fighter everyone wants to challenge because he represents the biggest opportunity. He believed they have plenty of strong options ahead. Boots Ennis, Errol Spence Jr., Jermall Charlo, Sebastian Fundora, and even Xander Zayas, all of which will be massive fights capable of pushing Ortiz into superstar territory. Eddie Hearn and Ennis were both ringside for Ortiz versus Lubin, a move De La Hoya later criticized. He joked that they shouldn't have attended, claiming Boots might now hesitate to face Ortiz. I told Eddie and Boots not to watch Vergil live.
The question, is this the fight that you want next? Vergil Ortiz against Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think this is the fight that has to happen, man. I think this is it.
It's the best fight in boxing. I think he did a great job. He looked good. But I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. And I'm going to show his team. They've been talking all crazy.
De La Hoya said he plans to sit down with Eddie Hearn, noting they hold the upper hand because Vergil Ortiz is the better fighter, and he's confident both sides can reach an agreement. He suggested Ennis might even consider taking another tune-up bout after witnessing the threat Ortiz presents. De La Hoya added that Ortiz wants to secure the right financial deal for a potential showdown with Boots.
You know, if it's a good fight, if I feel like it's to be a great fight, which of course with Crawford, that's a no-brainer for sure. We got to get past this fight and we can talk about the future.
WBC interim super welterweight champion Vergil Ortiz Jr. showcased his devastating power once again, stopping Erickson Lubin just 1 minute and 30 seconds into the second round at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas. The victory extended Ortiz's undefeated record and delivered a clear warning to the entire division. From the opening bell, he dictated the pace and pressured Lubin with heavy shots. Lubin survived the first round, but early in the second, Ortiz unleashed a sharp combination that drove him back against the ropes, leaving the referee no choice but...
Crazy, and I'm going to back it up, and I'm going to show the world why I'm the best in the world. But like I said...
But no one's been talking crazy, bro. Your dad is the first one that said that I was ducking. It's on video. It is on video that he said we ducked and we didn't get no offer.
It don't matter. The time is now. It's that time. Let's get this money. And that's like...
Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s dominant performance once again highlighted his knack for ending fights decisively. His explosive power and pinpoint accuracy have established him as one of the most feared punchers in the super welterweight division, building excitement for his next major challenge among boxing's elite. In a recent interview, Terence Crawford was asked about his upcoming plans. He revealed that he won't fight again until 2026, with Dmitry Bivol likely as his next opponent. As behind-the-scenes talks continue, I'm definitely not going back to 154, and 175 is out of question. We're planning at 160, and Bivol is my target right now. That's the only fight for legacy, Crawford said.
You were at 168. When we think about anybody at 168 outside of Canelo, the first name that comes to anybody's mind is David Benavidez. What about the potential for a fight like that?
Oh, like I said, man, that's a big dude. You know what I mean? He ain't even at 168. You know, when you look
right, not now. It's at 175, yeah.
He probably can't even make 168.
This contrasts with the previous call-outs Crawford has received. After his win, Saudi Sports official Turki Alalshik suggested a potential mega fight against David Benavidez, questioning whether the former champion could still make the 168-pound limit. Benavidez had previously pursued a super middleweight title shot against Canelo Alvarez, but was denied, prompting his move to light heavyweight. Now, with Crawford the undisputed champion at 168 pounds, a bout between the two would give Benavidez a long-awaited chance to fight for a major title. Analysts note that while Benavidez has a size advantage, Crawford's dominance showing against Alvarez makes him the clear favorite going into such a matchup.
He's earned it. He is the man right now. He's the top gun. He's, I know you got him, Inoue, and Usyk. They all belong in those three. But Crawford probably just put himself on the top of the hill.
Because you said that we're the ones talking. We're not the ones talking. Oh, we started talking after you guys started talking. It's retaliation. It's retaliation.
Your manager's talking all crazy. Oscar's talking crazy. It's the timing. I'm going to make you pay.
Despite Crawford's current plans, Some speculate that he may be close to retirement. He recently became the first male boxer to achieve undisputed champion status in 3 different weight classes, has faced nearly every top fighter in those divisions, maintains an undefeated record, and could have earned 9 figures from his bouts with Canelo Alvarez. In essence, he has little left to prove and may seem to have no pressing challenges. However, as one of boxing's biggest stars, retiring now would mean leaving substantial money on the table. Not only is a highly lucrative Canelo rematch a possibility, but Crawford also has the opportunity to choose opponents across a wide range of divisions from 154 pounds up to 100.
When you look at these fights, you know, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, say, all right, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight his ass off. Me personally, I believe in.
Teddy Atlas, a highly respected voice in boxing, recently discussed Terence Crawford's future on his podcast, The Fight with Teddy Atlas. He emphasized Crawford's unmatched status, saying the world is his and whatever he chooses, he's earned it. He is the top gun, the man right now, at the peak of the pound-for-pound rankings. Atlas noted that Crawford may move down to 160 pounds after gaining muscle, cautioning that losing the added weight could be challenging. Still, Crawford now has the freedom to decide his next move, whether to remain at his current weight or shift down. Atlas highlighted that Crawford's dominance allows him to make these choices, but any change in weight requires careful consideration to maintain his performance and power. In essence, Crawford sits at the pinnacle of boxing with...
and he's just... to the victor goes the spoils, baby. He gets to choose. He's special. He showed that. Now he gets to choose. He wants to go down. He doesn't want to stay up there. He wants to go down to 160.
Crawford is undeniably smart, and his team is equally sharp. Ultimately, the decision is his, and he isn't pushing limits recklessly. Dropping 8 pounds is manageable for him without causing physical harm. It seems Atlas would rather Crawford remain at 168 pounds after his recent success, instead of returning to lower divisions. With less weight cutting required to compete at super middleweight, Crawford likely favors staying at this level too. At the end of the day,
without him, really wanting to fight and putting forth the effort into doing what he can do along with me to get this fight done, we wouldn't be fighting. So it's only right that I give him that same,
I want and I need. So after I do my thing, Saturday night and be victorious, I feel like it's only big name fights from here on out. Only main event headlines and pay-per-view pay-per-view fighting. So that's my goal.
Your skills against their.
Matchroom boxing chief Eddie Hearn revealed that discussions are underway for Terence Crawford to face former unified welterweight champion Jaron Ennis, who is set to make his 154-pound debut on October 11th against Ismael Lima. For me, Crawford versus Ennis is the best fight in American boxing, Hearn told reporters Wednesday. However, he added that Crawford would need a significant payday to take the bout seriously, acknowledging how skilled Ennis' nickname Boots is. I'm not saying Crawford expects to lose, but he knows it's a legitimate challenge. For me, Boots is the new Crawford. Now, it's about securing the right fights to prove just how great he truly is.
Fight that makes a whole lot of sense, and a fight that stylistically will be, oh my goodness, is a fight between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis.
I don't think I think that's going backwards for Terence.
To that point, Jaron doesn't have the kind of accolades. He doesn't sell to the mass and all these. So this fight was perfect timing for both these guys.
Crawford's post-fight press conference, when Jaron Ennis was mentioned as a potential future opponent, the 5-division champion initially declined, stating he won't return to the junior middleweight division. For the fight to happen, Ennis would need to meet Crawford at a different weight. The challenge is that Crawford only takes fights that offer a big payday, and only certain matchups can generate that kind of money, Hearn explained. You're talking about a different level of fighter in Terence Crawford, a guy with an IQ in the sport that's off the charts. To compete with him, you need experience and elite skills. That's why I'm particularly interested in the Boots fight. It's a real test for both.
It's been a roller coaster, but, you know, we made it to the top. No matter how we made it, you know, and, you know, it's definitely a test to say that anything is possible if you know, work hard at it and you believe in yourself and you have the faith.
Hernandez, a former 147-pound IBF mandatory challenger to Crawford, moved up to 154 pounds last year to defeat Israel Madrimov for the WBA title. That victory elevated him from interim to full champion, and he later claimed both the ring and WBA titles by stopping Ian Testanis in April. While preparing for his fight against Mal Lima, Andes also acted as a skilled sparring partner for Alvarez as he readied himself to face Crawford, showcasing...
But don't lie or kept to the net and make it seem like I had opportunity to fight and I didn't. I never did. And then that one time that I did, we said they called and we said never heard nothing else back about it. So right. I mean, I respect it though. I mean, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. But don't be...
People often rush to call careers over, but Crawford still has plenty left to achieve. He could drop down and capture a world title at 160 pounds, potentially becoming a 6th division champion. Canelo Alvarez was eager for a victory, but Terence Crawford wasn't cooperating. The fight drew massive attention, with over 70,000 fans filling Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and more than 41 million viewers tuning in on Netflix. In the end, Crawford secured a clear, though closely contested, victory.
Crawford-Canelo fight. Were you surprised by the outcome?
It's boxing, you know. Anything happens.
No doubt. My other question for you is, you know, with this win, everybody said Crawford elevated his status. He's the GOAT. Do you think this win puts him on Mount Rushmore or makes him a GOAT in boxing?
Everybody got their own opinion.
Among the millions watching was 28-year-old Hernandez from Philadelphia, who has repeatedly called out Crawford and is often compared to the future Hall of Famer for his skill and potential.
South Philly.
Yeah.
All right, so you know they'll kill me if I don't ask you, right?
What?
Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford wins unanimous decision victory.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on the fight?
I was trying to stay up. It was getting too late, y'all. It was like, I think by the time they came on, it was probably like 1 o'clock or something like that.
It was like 1 and 2.
Crawford reflected on times when critics questioned his career. It's crazy when I was with Top Rank, people said, he's broke, he can't do this. I was making good money, but I could have retired any time. Others box out of necessity. I box because I love it, he said, following a once-in-a-lifetime fight that showcases passion and skill in the ring.
I think Crawford's going to get the job done. I am officially picking Crawford to win this fight. It is still 50-50, but obviously...
He says that till he goes to Canelo.
I'm obviously going to say that this is a 60-40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's going to win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to help Canelo. He's sparring against a great fighter, world champion in Enos, and like I said before, iron sharpens iron. And maybe it will. But on the other side... It was interesting to hear your side of how, whether it's the overtraining or I think more the mental side. What if Boots is getting the best of him? How does that affect Canelo going into this fight? Why would you want to even put that doubt in your fighter's head going into such a big fight?
Crawford then envisioned his legacy, saying, 100 years from now, people will remember that kid from Omaha, Nebraska, Bud Crawford. He moved up 2, actually 3 divisions, and defeated Canelo Alvarez. With conviction, I know my name will be spoken long after I'm gone. That's
a once-in-a-lifetime fight.
42-0, waving to the crowd, pumping his fists like he does so well.
And a kid on his lap, I love it.
Guys, I'm having a hard time hearing you, but it's hard to hear anything because it is loud. The city of Omaha is out. Bud Crawford making his way to the...
My opinion is, I like who I like. You know, I like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Whitaker. I'm liking Sugar Ray Leonard. I've been watching a little bit of Sugar Ray Leonard. James Tony. They my top guys that I've been watching.
Crawford's words carry undeniable weight, and only time will tell if they stand the test of decades. Omaha already seemed convinced, as this wasn't just a victory, it was a statement of identity, memory, and expectation. His hometown amplified his triumph, acting almost as a co-author of his legacy. Meanwhile, it's no secret that Anders struggles to make the 147-pound limit, which led his move up to junior middleweight. The big question is whether Boots will stay at...
Being so close to the fight, too, as well, you know, you're kind of like tunnel vision when it comes to your opponent. And the only reason why I ask is because, you know, Turkey had mentioned that if Teo gets past Barboza, we could see a fight with you and Teofimo. I know Top Rank tried to make that fight as well, so I was just curious.
Stano's performance was impressive, though the medical stats weren't as strong. It's understandable, as Boots likely believes he'll perform far better at 154 pounds. That's all for now. For the latest updates on boxing news, events, and highlights, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss when we release high-quality content like this, keeping you informed on everything happening in the world of boxing.